length while flowing through a pipe? Our answer is letter C for number 1. Okay? Let us proceed. Number 2. To determine the frictional energy loss for fluids experiencing laminar flow, this equation is used. So which one? On letter A natin, Darcy equation. The Darcy equation is the equation that predicts the frictional energy loss in a pipe on the velocity, based on the velocity of the fluid and the resistance due to friction. So parang ito yun, di ba? Frictional energy loss for fluid. And then letter B, the Hazen-Williams equation is an empirical relationship which relates the flow of water in pipe with the physical properties of the pipe and the pressure drop caused by friction. And then Bernoulli's equation naman, sabi dito, the combination of the pressure, the sum of kinetic and potential energy densities is constant. So, dito tayo sa letter A, Darcy equation. Siya ang merong binanggit about the frictional energy loss. Now, let us proceed to number 3. In fluid mechanics, there are only 4 primary dimensions from which all other dimensions can be derived. So, namely, nasa table naman na natin sino-sino ang bumubuo sa primary dimension. Mass, length, time, and temperature. Ito yung nasa fluid mechanics. And then, karagdagan daw dito is the electric current, amount of light, or the luminous intensity, tsaka yung amount of matter. So, anong letter yan? Letter A, the mass, length, time, and temperature. So, kasi di ba yung mga secondary dimension natin, like the force, acceleration, pressure, energy, and power, nasasolve na natin yan using the primary dimensions. Okay, let us proceed. Number 4. A body weighs 70-pound force when exposed to a standard Earth gravity, where the gravitational acceleration is 32.174 feet per square second. So what is its mass? In kilogram. So madali lang itong question na to. We are just dealing with the weight using the mass and the gravitational force. Diba alam naman natin that the formula for the weight is the mass times the gravitational acceleration. So if the given weight is 70-pound force and then the gravity is 32.174 feet per square second, that's the mass in kilogram. So unang-una kailangan natin dito ng conversion of units. Sige, kung isusulat natin directly, we are looking for the mass and then the gravitational force is 32.174 feet per square second. So, mahalaga ang dimensional analysis dito, di ba? Or yung conversion of units sa ESAS. So, kung makikita natin dito, if we cross-multiply the quantities, magkakaroon tayo ng pound force per feet per square second. So, hindi pa natin napapalabas yung kilogram. So, kailangan maalam tayo sa conversion of units. So, unang-una, the pound force. Ano ang conversion factor dito? So, paano natin mapapalabas yung feet per square second? So, dapat alam niyo that 1 pound force, ito, so that we can cancel pound force, ang katumbas niyan is 1 slug times feet per second. Okay? So, ang matitira dito, if we are going to solve for the mass, sige, tingnan natin. So, 32.174 feet per square second. We can now cancel the unit feet per square second and pound force. So, ang ititira sa atin ng mass is the slug. And remember, our choices are in kilograms. Sige, kunin muna natin yung ating mass. So, 70 divided by 32.174. So, this is the mass in slug, 2.176. paano natin ito dadalhin ngayon sa kilogram? So, ang slug, nako-convert natin yan sa pound mass, di ba? 1 slug is 32.2 pound mass. And this pound mass can now be converted into kilogram. Diba? In 1 kilogram, there are 2.2 pounds. So magka-cancel na yung slug dito, magka-cancel din yung pound mass. So our final answer now will be in kilograms. So times 32.2 divided by 2.2. So 31.84. 31.84 kilograms. That is letter A. Number 5. A load from a faucet comes out in separate drops. Which of the following is the main cause of this phenomenon? Di ba kung hindi natin nasarang mabuti yung gripo, tapos pagmamasdan natin paano pumapatak yung tubig, di ba sa mismong gripo, mapapansin nyo doon, parang nag-iipon pa siya, hindi ka agad pumapatak yung tubig, pagkus ang ginagawa niya, parang nag-iipon pa siya ng tubig hanggang sa mabigatan na. Di ba? Tapos doon napapatak. And that phenomenon is surface tension, letter C. Okay, number 6. Fluid mechanics is a highly visual subject. The pattern of flow can be visualized in a dozen different ways, and you can view these sketches or photographs and learn a great deal qualitatively and often quantitatively about the flow. So 4 basic types of line patterns are used to visualize flow. Using the choices, fill in the blanks the corresponding type of line pattern. So meron tayong 4 na statements dito. So ang gagawin natin, i-choose lang natin sa choices kung iyang sentence 1 to 4 ba ay para kay timeline, straight line, path line, and streamline. So sagutan natin. For the sentence number 1, a blank is a line everywhere tangent to the velocity vector at a given instant. And this is streamline. So, magka-cancel na or hindi na natin i-answer si letter A and letter C. So, number 2 naman, blank is the actual path traversed by a given fluid particle. So, from the word path, that is path line. So, the correct answer now is letter B. Di ba ito lang naman kasi yung merong sagot, may streamline at saka path line sa first and second respectively. So, therefore, our third sentence is about the straight line, and then the fourth sentence naman ay timeline. Okay? Sasagutan naman natin ngayon ang number 7. So the answer is D. So a block of concrete weighs 96.5 pound force in air and weighs only 60 pound force when immersed in fresh water. And binigay dito yung specific weight of the water, 62.4 pound force per cubic feet. Or, yes, specific weight of water yan. So what is the average specific weight of the block? So, ang pinag-uusapan natin is specific weight. Ikibalikan natin. When we talk about specific weight, di ba ganito yung symbol nun? Ang pinaka-formula natin dito is the density times the gravity. So kung anumang fluid or object yung hinahanapan natin ng specific weight. So dahil dito, we are looking for the specific weight of the block, but that is the density of the block times the gravity. So sa Earth naman, pare-parehas yung gravity na nararanasan natin. So, but, di ba, density, basic formula natin ito, that is equal to mass divided by the volume. So we can change the density of the block as the mass of the block divided by the volume of the block and times gravity. And makikita ulit natin dito, mass times gravity, that will become the weight of the block. So divided by the volume of the block. So this is how are we going to solve, this is how are we going to solve for the block, or the specific weight of the block. So paano natin kukunin yung dalawa? So meron na tayong weight, diba? The real weight of the block, syempre kung ano ang nasusukat natin na weight sa air. Hindi naman tayo nagtitimbang sa tubig, diba? We are weighing ourselves dito sa air. So ayun yung weight ng block. Kailangan lang natin malaman what is the volume of the block. So since meron tayong weight in air and weight in water, ilista natin and tingnan natin kung paano natin magagamit yung mga quantities nito. So for the block, binanggit yan that the weight in air is 96.5 pound force and then the weight in water is 60 pound force. So kapag meron tayong weight in air and then weight in water, we can solve for the buoyant force. And that is the weight in the air minus the weight in the water. Sige, let us solve for the buoyant force. And tingnan natin paano natin gagamitin yung buoyant force. So that is the weight in air minus the weight in water. So 96 minus 60, 36, di ba? 36.5 pound force. So ano ba ang alam natin about the buoyant force? Di ba itong buoyant force na to, that is also equal to the weight of the fluid na na-displace. So, di ba ang ginagawa natin siguro ng bata tayo, kapag sumasakay tayo sa timba na may tubig, umaapaw yon. Kasi nga, yung tubig na natapon ay napalitan ng katawan natin. So, ibig sabihin nun, yung tubig na natapon, kung gaano kadami yon, is ganun din kadami yung volume ng katawan natin. So, tandaan natin na kung ano ang volume ng nilubog, ay yung volume na displace. So, paano natin and then, syempre, yung buoyant force, kapag tinimbang natin yung tubig na natapon, ayun yung buoyant force. Diba? Kung gaano kabigat yung tubig na natapon. So, ganyan yung sinasabi ng buoyant force is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced. Paano natin papakita yan? So, ganun ulit. Diba from our formula, nasaan na ulit? The buoyant force is equal to the weight of the fluid. Ito, palitan lang natin ng fluid The weight is equal to the cross multiplication ng ating specific weight times the volume. Diba kung susulat natin kung isusulat natin to, ganito ang itsura. So, specific weight is equal to weight over volume. So, kapag cross multiply natin yan, we can substitute the weight as the product of the specific weight and the volume. So, ano ba ang fluid na na-displace? Water. And then, we can now solve for the volume displaced. And itong volume displaced na to ulit, anong sabi natin? Kung ano ang object na lumubog, kung ano yung volume nun, ganun din yung volume displaced. So, dahil meron tayong block of concrete na lumubog, so ito na yung magiging volume ng block natin. Kasi di ba ang buoyant force 36.5 pound force and then the specific weight of water 62.4 pound force divided by cubic feet. We can solve for the volume of the block here. Na magka-cancel yung pound force dito and then ang matitirang unit is in cubic feet. 36.5 divided by 62.4. So So, 0.585 cubic feet. So, can we now solve for the specific weight of the block? Yes. Kasi meron naman na tayong weight of the block in the air, that is 96.5 pound force divided by ang nasolve nating volume, 0.585 cubic feet. So, yung 96.5 divide natin sa answer, 164.98. 164.98 pound force per cubic feet. So, this is our answer. Letter C. Approximately 165. Okay, number 8. Newfound Lake, a freshwater lake near Bristol, New Hampshire, has a maximum depth of 40 meters and the mean atmospheric pressure is 81 kPa. Estimate the absolute pressure at this maximum depth. So, madali lang ito. If you are going to solve for the absolute pressure, that is the atmospheric pressure plus the gauge pressure, di ba? And given yung dalawa, or given yung atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure here is 81 kPa, that is the mean atmospheric pressure. So itong gauge pressure na to, we can solve this one as rho GH or specific weight times the height. Kasi nga, di ba yung rho natin times the gravity, that is also the specific weight. Sige? So let us solve for the gauge pressure. So ano ang ating fluid? So kailangan alam ninyo, lagi nyo tinitake note anong fluid ang involved kasi iba-iba yung kanilang density. Kaya mag-iiba din yung specific weight. So because that is a fresh water, ang specific weight ng ating water is 9.81 kilonewton. Diba? 9.81 kilonewton per cubic meter. So dapat alam nyo din ito. And what is the height na kailangan natin? So we are looking for the pressure at the maximum depth. So ito yon, maximum depth of 40 meters. So times 40 meters. So magka-cancel ito, magiging kilonewton per square meter, which is the kilopascal. So yun ay magiging answer natin. So 81 plus 9.81 times 40. 473.4. Letter B. Okay, number 9. Which of the following statements is not correct? So, isagot na natin kagad yung incorrect dito, and that is letter C. So, sinasabi kasi ng letter C, the Reynolds number is the ratio of the viscous force to the inertial force. So, medyo sikat na question ito sa pre-boards and siguro sa board exams din. Ang Reynolds number kasi is the ratio of the inertial over the viscous. Okay, baliktad. So, gawin na lang natin clue si letter I kasi nauuna kay letter B. Kaya siya yung nasa unahan. Medyo madalas kasing matanong itong problem or question na to. Okay, number 10. What is the velocity of sound in 150 degrees Fahrenheit air at standard atmospheric pressure? So dahil ang answers natin, ang choices natin ay nasa feet per second, so gamitin natin yung mga English units. So di ba from our physics subjects, if we are going to solve for the velocity of sound, pwede natin gamitin yung formula na square root of K R T. The velocity of sound in a gas. And ano yung gas natin dito? Air. And for air, pakitake note natin, ang ginagamit natin na specific heat ratio is 1.4. And then, yung R naman na ginagamit natin is 287 joule per kilogram Kelvin. So, this is the SI units. So, dapat kabisado din natin siguro yung English units kung tinatamad tayong mag-convert. So, 53.353 pound force per pound mass degree Rankine. So, pound force feet ito. Okay? Dapat kabisado natin itong dalawang ito in order to solve for the problem number 10. So, the K is 1.4 and then the universal gas constant R or yung R niya, yung gas constant ng air is 53.353 pound force per feet. Pound force feet per pound mass degree Rankine. So, let us now solve for the velocity. So, that will be the square root of the K, 1.4. Yung R natin, 287, or hindi nga pala pwedeng gamitin itong SI unit. Dito tayo sa English unit kasi ang answer natin ay nasa English units. So, 53.353 pound force feet per pound mass degree Rankine. Next, the temperature is 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So, mag-proceed na tayo sa conversion ha. So, dahil meron tayong degrees Rankine dito sa ating gas constant, so, kailangan maging Rankine ito, di ba? So, para maging Rankine ang degrees Fahrenheit, we are going to add 460 degrees Rankine. So, tingnan natin, ano na ang magiging unit natin. So, ang natitirang unit pa dito is pound force feet per pound mass. So, kailangan magtira tayo ng unit na feet per second o kaya feet square per second square kasi nasa loob ng square root yung ating solution. So, di ba dito sa pound force, pwede tayo makapagpalabas dito ng feet per square second. So, mag-multiply tayo. So, in 1 pound force, there is 1 slug feet per square second. Next, ano pa? Yung slug, tsaka yung pound mass, kailangan mawala yan, di ba? So, balik ka rin natin, no? Mag-multiply ulit tayo ng conversion factor. So, in 1 slug naman, siyempre, nasa denominator yung slug para mag-cancel yung nasa numerator. And then, nasa numerator naman itong pound mass na to para mag-cancel yung nasa baba, di ba? So, matitira na dito yung feet square per second square. Tingnan natin ha. Magka-cancel yung pound force, magka-cancel yung pound mass, and then yung slug. So, meron tayong feet times feet. Di ba? Feet raised to 2 yan. And then, naka-divide sa second raised to 2. And square root of the quantity is the feet per second. So, tingnan natin ang magiging answer. The square root of 1.4 times 53.353 times the sum, 150 plus 460 times 32.2. Okay na ba? So, 1211.26. 1211.26. And the nearest answer is letter B. 1210 feet per second. Number 11. A pump adds 40 feet of pressure head to 100 pound mass per second of water. What is the hydraulic power in kilowatts? So, tinatanong dito ang hydraulic power. And kapag kumukuha tayo ng power sa fluid, di ba? That is the flow rate times the specific weight times the head or the height. And kung gusto nating ma-practice yung units, di ba? We are looking for a watt para sa power. Kailangan ang flow rate natin is meter cube per second. And then the specific weight must be Newton per meter cube. And then the height must be in meters. So para watts yan, di ba? Joule per second, yung magiging answer natin dito. Di ba? Newton meter per second, that is joule per second. So watts na yan. So ganun yung gawin natin sa solution natin. Kasi meron tayong Q in terms of mass, di ba? Pound mass per second. And then, ang involved na fluid is water. So, dapat kabisado natin yung specific weight ni water na 62.4 pound force per cubic feet. And then, meron namang height, di ba? Which is 400 feet. So, sundan na lang natin dito. So, let us first palabasin yung meter cube per second para sa ating cube. So, the given flow rate is 100 pound mass per second. So, okay na tayo sa per second. Kailangan itong pound mass ay magawa natin into meter cube. So, unang-unang alam natin is into kilogram, di ba? In 1 kilogram, there are 2.2 pound mass. So, ngayon, paano magiging, paano magiging volume or meter cube? Mass naman yung given, di ba? Pound mass. Tatandaan natin, sa water kasi, ang 1 kilong tubig, katumbas din naman yan yung 1 litrong tubig. Tandaan na lang natin yun ha. Pag meron kayong 1 kilong tubig, tapos sinukat nyo yun sa measuring cup o kaya anumang measuring device, 1 liter yun. 1 liter yung 1 kilong tubig. For tubig lang naman. So that we can use this conversion factor. Diba? In 1 kilogram, there are 1 liter. And sana alam natin na in 1 cubic meter, there are 1,000 liters. So, ito na yung Q natin. So, tingnan nyo magka-cancel yung pound mass, magka-cancel yung kilogram, magka-cancel din yung liter. So, natitira na dyan yung cubic meter per second. Next, dito naman tayo sa specific weight. So, the specific weight of water is 9,810 Newton per cubic meter. Dapat alam din natin ito. And then, the given height is 400 feet. So, ito yung sundin natin. Dapat maging meters. So, in 1 meter, there are 3.281. Tama ba? Feet. So, tingnan natin ang matitirang unit. So, magka-cancel yung feet dito. And then, magka-cancel din cubic meters. So, may natirang Newton meter, which is joule per second. And joule per second is watts. So, our answer will be in watts. And ang nasa choices kasi in terms of kilowatts. Kamukha pa din naman. So, 100 times 9810 times 400, and then 2.2 sa denominator times 1,000 times 3.281. So 54,362 watts. And in terms of kilowatts, 54.4 kilowatts. Letter B.